Forgetfulness is one of the most common concerns people have as they grow older. You lose your keys, misplace your glasses, walk into a room and can't remember why. Maybe you forget the name of a neighbor or mix up dates on your calendar. And the first thing people say is, relax, it's just normal aging. But what if I told you that not all forgetfulness is the same? What if certain types of memory lapses, specific, predictable patterns, are your brain trying to warn you long before anything serious develops? Today on Golden Years Wisdom, we're looking at three kinds of forgetfulness that are not normal aging. Three memory signs your brain wants you to notice. Three patterns researchers say may appear years before more obvious cognitive changes. These are not meant to scare you. They're meant to empower you. Because when you understand them early, you can take steps that protect your clarity, your independence, and your quality of life for years to come. Let's begin with the first type of forgetfulness that's never normal aging. Forgetting conversations you had recently, not because you weren't paying attention, but because the memory didn't stick. We all forget things. But normal aging forgetfulness works like this. You forget where you put something. But once you find it, you remember the moment you put it there. You forget a name. But when someone reminds you, you immediately recall it. That is normal. But what's not normal is when entire conversations simply vanish, even though you were fully present at the time. For example, your daughter tells you about an appointment she scheduled. 2 hours later, you ask her the same question again, and you have no memory of talking about it earlier. A friend tells you a story on the phone. That evening, you tell the same friend that you haven't spoken all week. Your spouse explains an upcoming event, and later that day you accuse them of not telling you anything. This is not typical aging. This is your brain struggling to move information from short-term memory into long-term storage. Researchers call this encoding failure, and it is one of the earliest signs of cognitive stress. It doesn't mean a diagnosis. It doesn't mean decline is guaranteed. But it does mean your brain is asking for attention. Scientists at the National Institute on Aging say this pattern appears 3 to 7 years before noticeable memory decline. It's one of the very first whispers that something needs care. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, blood flow, or stress reduction. If you notice this pattern, don't panic. But don't dismiss it either. Your brain is trying to tell you something. 2. Forgetting the sequence of steps for tasks you've done your whole life. Normal aging causes slower recall, but not loss of sequence memory. When step-by-step tasks suddenly become confusing, that is not normal aging. It is a sign of difficulty with something called executive function, the mental system that organizes actions. Here's what this looks like. You've cooked the same breakfast for 40 years, but suddenly you can't remember whether you've already added salt or you burned something because you lost track of time. You get dressed and realize your shirt is on inside out or your shoes don't match. You start paying bills and forget halfway through what you've already paid. You go to the store for 3 items and come home with none of them. You sit down to write a check and forget what order the steps go in. This is not simply forgetting. This is the brain struggling with task sequencing, a function controlled by frontal brain networks that depend on strong blood flow, good sleep, stable blood sugar, and low inflammation. When these systems become stressed, tasks that were automatic begin to feel harder. The steps feel jumbled. You lose your place easily. You pause more often. You rely on notes, reminders, or help. This does not mean you're losing intelligence. It means your brain's organizing center is overloaded. And the good news? Executive function can improve at any age with the right habits. Walking, sleep, hydration, omega-3 fats, brain games, and specific cognitive exercises. But the key is noticing the sign early. 3. Forgetting words that should come easily, especially everyday nouns. This is the most misunderstood type of forgetfulness. Normal aging includes occasional trouble recalling names or occasionally searching for a rare word. That is harmless. But when simple words begin disappearing, not rare ones, but everyday ones, your brain is showing a pattern worth paying attention to. Here's what this looks like. You point at the refrigerator and say, the cold thing, the food box. You forget the word fork or remote. You stop mid-sentence because a common word just vanished. You replace missing words with vague terms like that thing or you know. You begin avoiding conversations because you're embarrassed. This is called anomia, difficulty retrieving the names of common objects. What makes this pattern important is that it is often connected to changes in the language centers of the brain. And according to multiple studies, early anomia can appear years before other cognitive symptoms. Again, this does not mean a diagnosis. It means the brain is asking for support. Healthy language centers depend on blood flow, oxygen, strong neural connections, and mental stimulation. When word recall begins to struggle, the brain is signaling that these systems need care. Not fear, not denial, but support. So what causes these 3 types of forgetfulness? Almost always, it is a combination of factors. Poor sleep, especially fragmented sleep. Chronic stress, which raises cortisol and damages memory circuits. Low vitamin B12 or vitamin D. Blood sugar fluctuations. Mild depression or anxiety. Sedentary lifestyle. Reduced blood flow to the brain. Untreated hearing loss, which overworks the memory centers. Medication side effects. Silent small strokes, microvascular changes. None of these automatically mean dementia. But left unaddressed, they strain the brain over time. The reason early signs matter is because the brain is still flexible. Neuroscientists call this plasticity, the ability to strengthen connections, repair pathways, and build new ones. And research shows that the earlier we respond to warning signs, the more improvement we can make. Your brain is not giving up. It's reaching out. What can you do if you notice these signs? Here are the 3 most powerful first steps. Get evaluated early. A simple cognitive screening, blood test, and medication review can uncover reversible causes. Move your body daily. Walking increases blood flow to memory centers by up to 70%. No pill can replace that. Nourish your brain. Protein, leafy greens, omega-3 fats, hydration, and vitamin D support memory pathways. Bonus: protect your hearing. Hearing loss is strongly linked to memory decline because the brain must work harder to fill in missing sounds. Supporting your hearing is supporting your brain. If you recognize any of these 3 memory patterns, forgetting conversations, losing steps in familiar tasks, or searching for common words, your brain is not failing. It is whispering. It is asking for rest, nourishment, movement, support, and attention. And the earlier you listen, the stronger your mind remains. Aging does not mean losing yourself. You are not too old to improve your memory. You are not past the point of protecting your mind. Your brain is still capable of clarity, strength, and renewal. And you deserve the peace that comes with understanding what is happening inside you instead of fearing it. If this video helped you understand your memory a little better, please give it a gentle like so more people over 60 can discover it. Your experience matters. Share your story in the comments, because what you've been through may help someone else notice their own early signs. And if you want more clear, compassionate guidance on protecting your mind, your health, and your independence as you age, subscribe to Golden Years Wisdom. Together, we're learning how to stay strong, sharp, and confident at every stage of life.